Всем привет, дорогие зрители канала. Сегодня мы начинаем проходить маленький, но очень-очень-очень атмосферный инди-проект под названием Draugen или Draugen. В общем, это какая-то норвежская сага. Честно, ничего про эту игру не знаю. Видел только у Артура на канале, что написано, что это шедевр атмосферности. И видел, что игра занимает порядка 2-3 часов. Вот, поэтому будем начинать. Я не знаю, сейчас на всякий случай включу геймпад, может быть мы сможем поиграть с него. Говорят, игра очень-очень прикольная. Так, сейчас быстренько. Это первый запуск, я вообще ни разу не запускал игру. Ну, вроде настройки самые-самые простые. Что такое показывать диалог? Ну давай включим. Вот. Вот даже продолжить нет. То есть видно, что я ничего. Так, подожди. А что у нас? А что у нас пропало? Что у нас пропал цвет? Причем это в самой игре так. Так, субтитры показывать. Не знаю, что такое показывать диалог. Ладно, начинаем. Какая-то норвежская сага. Как-то странно цвет пропал. Может, так и надо, скорее всего.
The water's cold.
It's a fjord. You're not going swimming.
Boo. You're such a wet blanket, teddy bear.
You know I don't like it when you call me...
Edward Charles Hardin, Esquire.
Will you promise to behave on land?
Don't I always?
Lissy, promise.
Oh, piffle and phonus balonus, Teddy. You ought to know better than to ask. Yes, I'll behave. I'll be a proper young lady. I shan't run or climb things or laugh too loud or call anyone old bean. Aside from you. So, do you think we'll find your Betty in, what did you call this village? Gravewick? Gravewick? Gravewick?
Ah.
Grovik. Yes, I do.
Why here? What's so special about Greywoke?
She never said, but knowing my sister, something drew her here.
But how can you know?
I just do. In her letter, she wrote about...
But that's months ago.
Месяц назад.
Gone anywhere.
Without writing or telegraphing her editor in New York, she wouldn't do that. Betty's...
The cat's pajamas, the bee's knees, those...
Alice, you're talking about my sister.
Fine. I'm sorry. Elizabeth Sidarb. We all love her dearly. And Teddy Bear. Edward. We will find her. Betty's fine. Why, we'll see her as soon as we get to shore. She'll shower you with kisses and berate you for coming all this way from Hanover, Massachusetts to the middle of absolutely nowhere Scandinavia way. Just chase her down. Everything will be Jake, old fruit. Is that it? Is that Groovewoke? It looks so peaceful and beautiful and so desolate, like a place built for ghosts.
Finally. I don't think I could do this for much longer.
Can't you row any faster? I'm getting frightfully bored.
How about you take over, Alice?
You slay me, Teddy, old bean. Was that thunder?
Still distant. The boat will be in safe harbor by the time the weather arrives.
So you say. But I say put your back into it, because we're sitting ducks out here. Quack, quack.
Наверное, показывать диалог не надо было включать, потому что вот эти субтитры, которые накладываются друг на друга, это что-то не очень.
It's so quiet. Where is everyone?
Probably working. I know it's a foreign concept to you, but that's something normal people do.
Hardy har har.
Так, подожди. Убираем нахрен вот это.
The Fretland farm is up the hill somewhere.
Up where?
Ну, графика. Подожди.
Where's the farm?
I believe it's that farmhouse, all the way at the top.
Hot dog! Let's ankle!
Hold on. Let me read the letter from Mrs. Fretland first.
I'll meet
and-
you up there, old sport. I want to explore. Last
Да
one's
пусть
skunk's
идет.
tail.
Be careful. The ground's muddy. You could slip and fall.
See you in 2 shakes.
Иди, иди, дай спокойно осмотреться, а то ты, блин, жизни не дашь.
Dear Mr. Harden, we would like to extend an invitation to visit our home. Trouble to hear of your sister's disappearance. No news to share. You'll find our farm on top of the hill. Hope I got that right. Look forward to seeing you here in October. Yours faithfully, Anna Fretland. Well, I'm here. Where are you? Did you make it to Grovik, Betty? And why did you pick this forlorn hole under the mountains? Also sprach Zarathustra.
Teddy, are you coming? I'm almost there.
On my way. Righto. Step to it, teddy bear.
РБ, чтобы найти.
Lissy!
Ага, понял. Ну так, короче, мы приехали сюда искать свою сестру, американку. Николас Болтон в роли Эдварда. Скай Беннет в роли Элис. Ну, или Алис по-русски. Можем как-то ускориться, нет?
Lissy!
Драуген. Или Дроген. Надо почитать, как переводится. Блестит, конечно, все солодом намазано в графике. Некоторые разработчики любят такое. Но в целом картинка выглядит приятно. Так, тут у нас какая-то точка отмечена. Сейчас мы посмотрим, что это такое. Ну, я так понял, довольно в пожилом возрасте, да, раз? А, можно отдохнуть. Ну, давай, не будем торопиться, чемоданчик тяжелый.
Just taking a break.
Ладно, пошли. Ты лучше бы чемодан взяла. Между тем дождик, ну пока такой, грибной. Норвежский флаг, ну да, Норвегия. В другой игре, ну, хоррор-проекте, который мы недавно проходили, был шведский флаг.
Seriously?
You're not the one carrying a
Вот именно.
suitcase.
Симпатичный домик. Ладно уже, давай дойдем, что тут осталось.
What took you so long?
I'm not 17.
Nor are you 70. Put some spring into your step, old sport.
Did you see the flag? It's at half-mast. Someone died.
Ну,
So this is it, huh? Nice digs. But seriously, where is everyone?
дома, наверное, сидят.
Perhaps everyone's indoors. The rain's picking up.
You first, old bean.
Hello? Anyone there? Mr. Fretland? Mrs. Fretland? This is Edward Charles Harden, the American. We've exchanged letters.
Maybe they went on holiday and left the door open. Give it a shake and a rattle.
You can't just barge into their home.
It's not a crime if you're invited.
Ну давай.
I'm coming in. This is Mr. Harden.
Это ж американцы, у нас это норма. Залазить в чужие дома, рыться по
Is anyone
ящикам.
home?
This house is as empty as a bird's nest in December. Hey, you want to check out the upstairs?
Зачем?
I'm a guest. Why would I start poking around every corner of the house?
I don't know. Maybe they're playing hide and go seek.
Что за бред?
I didn't want to go upstairs anyway. It's creepy.
There must be a sitting room on this floor.
Так, сейчас кое-что сделаем, секунду. Так, ну что, продолжаем исследовать это жилье. Ты наверх хотела идти, ну и иди, блин.
This is the kitchen. Hello? Anyone there?
Так, никого. Скорее всего, нам придется идти наверх, я так предполагаю.
Oh, this is nice. Charmingly rustic. The Boston Beaumont would pay a pretty penny for this setup. I thought foreigners lived differently. This is almost like an American home.
People are people wherever you go.
Thanks, Proust. Look! Family pictures. They must be the, what did you call them?
Он не видел раньше фотографий Фретландов, но это определенно они.
Fretlands.
Right. Anna and John?
Johann.
This is
Йохан.
honestly not what I'd pictured. They're very presentable. Not at all like turnip farmers.
They're not turnip farmers. That must be Johann Fretland, master of the house.
What makes you think he's the master of anything? It's 1923, Teddy, old boy. Women can vote.
Так, Йохан Фретланд.
Old Johann's a bit wooden, isn't he? Like someone put a
They're
stick up his,
posing for a
up his
photograph.
rear end. I say, loosen up, Johann. I'm sure you two stiffs will get along famously. Johann went and found himself a delectable bride.
Alice, please.
What can I say? She's a minx.
Anna Fretland is a respectable woman. Her letter was courteous and professional.
Didn't you say she was a city girl? It must have been awfully hard to adjust to life in the sticks. I can relate.
Hanover isn't the sticks.
Says you. I'm guessing their daughter is the master of this house. She's cute as a button. I can't wait to meet her. She's guaranteed to be more fun than you.
Хорошо. Так. Ну-ка.
Dear Mrs. Fretland, I trust this letter finds you and your husband in good health. I wrote to inform them about when I'd be arriving. So where are they?
Do they even have calendars? Maybe they don't know what day it is.
Despite appearances, we haven't gone back in time. They have calendars.
Так, Ганновер.
Home feels very far away.
Are we feeling melancholy again?
I've never been this far from Hanover.
It's about time we got you out of that dreary old house, Teddy Bear.
The thought of boarding that infernal ocean liner again.
I quite enjoyed it. So much room for exploration and mischief.
So many opportunities for seasickness and claustrophobia.
Don't be a Debbie Downer. I'm sure your tummy will be better behaved on the return voyage. And you'll be craving enclosed spaces after a week in this wide-open wilderness.
I asked about Elizabeth.
And they hadn't seen her?
Anna, Mrs. Fretland, promised she'd write if she heard anything. There wouldn't be many female reporters from New York and Western Norway.
Why would she come here in the first place?
Betty always has her reasons.
Так, ладно.
Where do you think they've gone?
The Fretlands.
The Fretlands, the Hansons, the Jensens, all of them.
I'm sure they'll be back soon.
It's like a dead land. As though its soul has departed.
Какой-то дневник, который пытались сжечь.
What are you looking at there?
A book.
Strange place for a book. Unless it was a terrible book that deserved a good burning. What's the title?
The cover's charred. Christmas 1922. To Ruth. From Simon. Why would someone burn this?
Like I said, maybe it was a terrible book. Is Simon one of the Freddylanders?
I don't think so. They only have the one daughter.
Ничего интересного.
Did you hear something?
No.
Must be the wind under the door. Or the churning sea. Or the interminable rain. Or flesh-eating ghouls waiting to pounce.
Alice, honestly.
You're the one who reads Poe to me. Don't blame me for having an active imagination.
The books are all in English.
Isn't that a bit odd?
Mrs. Fretland is Scottish, though she grew up in Olsen.
Have you been secretly communicating with Johann's winsome wife, Edward, dearest?
Certainly not. She was the one who wrote me, because Mr. Fretland's
I
English
was
isn't
only
as...
joking. Lighten up, old sport. Don't be such a pill.
Кто она вообще нам такая-то, Элис? Да, дождик припустил, кстати.
It's really coming down.
How about a quick run in the rain?
You can't be serious.
You're already a wet blanket, Teddy Bear. It's not like you'll get any wetter.
Ну иди побегай. Че ты меня все время обзываешь? Че это было?
You can see the whole village from up here.
Do you want to go sightseeing?
Tomorrow. It's getting late, and the rain's not abating.
Так. Хорошо, ладно. У нас еще вон есть комната целая. Пошли посмотрим, что у нас там. А, тут проход сквозной. Ничего себе. Ладно. Так, у нас здесь есть какие-то вырезки газетные. Май 1902, июль, сентябрь. Давай с мая начнем.
Johann Fretland exits Fretland Brothers Mining Company.
So the brothers parted ways?
Johann sold his share to focus on farming.
That must have put a damper on their relationship.
Почему? Может, он не со скандалом ушел, а по доброй воле.
Tragic accident befalls the Fretland Brothers Mining Company.
What happened?
The mine collapsed, killing 3 workers, including Arne Fretland, Frederick and Johann's younger brother.
That's awful. How old was he?
19. Operations were suspended after the accident. Foreign investors out of Frederick Fretland's mining company. Dire financial consequences for Fretland, who must have had a difficult time after his brother Johann Fretland pulled out earlier this year.
Johann was smart to exit when he did.
The timing is curious, like he knew something was about to go awry.
Those boys look proud as peacocks. What does it say there? Groovy?
Gruben. The mine.
Maybe that's where everyone is. Digging for precious jewels in the Stygian abyss.
From what I learned of this place during the brief stay in Ålesund, the iron mine shut down 20 years ago. The mine was only in operation until 1902. They must have lost a fortune. An iron mine wouldn't pay itself off in 5 years.
Can we go spelunking? Perhaps we'll find trolls in the abyss, and we can steal their ill-gotten gold.
There was a cave-in. It'll be unsafe.
Boo.
Frederick and Johann Fretland, founders of the Fretland Brothers Mining Company.
They're the spitting image of each other.
Twin brothers and business partners.
Who's the boy? He looks related to the other two.
The one who died in the accident. The younger Fretland brother.
Понятно. Да я вообще молодой парень.
Oof, that's a grim sight, old bean.
I'm exhausted. And soaked to the bone.
Let's get you to bed.
We'll wait for the Fretlands. It's only courteous.
Воу.
Betty.
Have you gone screwy again, Teddy? That's not Betty. That's...
Scarf. I'd know it anywhere.
It doesn't look like anything to me. It
She
just
bought it in
looks like...
Bloomingdale's the Christmas before last. When she came home that year, she showed it off. Dancing around the sitting room until I got dizzy watching her.
I think you're misremembering. She couldn't make it home that year. Again.
No, you're wrong. I'm sure she was there.
Whatever. It's not like you pay any attention to me when Betty's around. I might just as well be a ghost.
Кто она вообще такая?
It is her scarf. It even smells like her perfume. Shalimar.
But what if that's not...
She's here. I'm finally going to find her.
That's great, Edward, really. I wouldn't want you to get your hopes up. I mean, where's everyone gone to? Something's not right, I'm telling you.
Что-то у меня с головой.
Edward, what's wrong?
Lightheaded, that's all.
You're having another spell. You know what happens when you exert yourself. Sit down. That's an order from your commander.
Yes. Fine.
Так, куда сесть-то? А, вот.
I just need to catch my breath. Just for a moment.
I want you to lie down. Lie down and close your eyes. It's been a strenuous day. What with the rowing and the dragging of the suitcase up the hill.
Well, what if the Fret...
I'll keep an eye out. I promise. If they come home, I'll wake you. Now, lie down, close your eyes, breathe deeply.
I'm just... Right.
Просто спи.
Elizabeth? Is that you?
Слушай, а тут начинается какой-то элемент хоррора, я так понял.
Betty? Lissy? Lissy, are you here? Lissy?
Так, ладно.
Lissy? Lissy, are you here?
Так, теперь у нас уже две пропавшие женщины.
Where are you?
Так, да. У нас вообще есть что-нибудь? Типа там... Дневника, что-нибудь там? Да походу нет. Слушай, судя по всему, что нет этого, короче говоря, ни элементов интерфейса, ничего, то есть проект видно, ну, совсем такой прям небольшой, потому что, ну,
Hello?
даже нет ни инвентаря, там ничего.
Betty? Elizabeth? Wait! Lissy, there's someone outside. It might be Betty.
Где
Are
ты,
you here, Lissy?
где ты ее увидел? С кем ты разговариваешь? Здесь никого нет, чувак.
Are you in here, Lissy?
Так сюда нас почему-то не пускают уже второй раз. Я так предполагаю, что нам надо пилить наверх.
Lissy, are you upstairs?
Господи, да пройди наверх и посмотри. Нет, нас сюда тоже не пускают. Так, ну у нас тогда остается вариант выходить только из дома. Ох,
Who's out there?
вот это туманище.
Betty? Lissy?
Фига себе, вообще ничего не видать. Че это? А, отпечаток ноги.
I'm not alone.
Что-то как-то я не ожидал, честно говоря, элементов хоррора от этого проекта. Я думал, это такой, знаешь, типа What Remains of Edith Finch, вот такого плана проекта. Но не знаю, пока что что-то криповатенько.
I can hear you.
Вот эта вот тема, кстати, Perception напоминает. Мы ее тоже, это хоррорчик, мы будем тоже его проходить на канал. Такой, ну... Я видел трейлеры, я как бы сам не играл, но видел трейлер. Ни хрена ж на самом деле не видно. Куда я иду вообще?
Betty?
Так, погоди, мы так вообще заблудимся.
Alice!
А, вот можно, смотри, я что-то, короче, вообще не туда пошел.
Who goes there? Wait! Alice, where are you? Are you out there, Betty?
Это я кричу, если что. На РБ можно кричать.
Can you hear me?
Мало ли.
Someone there? Where are you? Elizabeth!
Так, я думаю, наверное, здесь не надо кричать. Здесь на самом деле, я думаю, надо, наверное, помолчать. Мне не нравится это место вообще.
Hello?
Бяшка.
Betty, is that you?
Мне кажется, очевидно, что это
Are you there, Betty?
не Бетти.
Shit.
Да вставай уже, господи.
Elizabeth, are you there?
Что это? Это какая-то клетка для птиц, что ли? Птичья клетка? Или что это?
The boat, Edward! Where's our boat?
Lissy.
Эдвард недоволен, что она бродит одна.
Where did you go? Why did you leave me?
It stopped raining and you were sleeping, and Our boat, it's gone.
The boat? What? How?
Maybe you didn't secure it properly.
I pulled it up. I don't know. I thought I tied it securely, but... Did you see Betty?
Did I see... What are you talking about?
I think... Betty... It was Betty. It was her. It must have been her. I saw her face in the window, and she vanished into the dark, towards the sea. You really didn't see anyone?
I haven't seen a single soul. Are you sure it was her and
Yes!
not...
I mean, I saw her face, and it looked like her.
Well, if it was her, why did she run away?
I don't know. It's getting dark. Back to the house. Then tomorrow.
Tomorrow's another day, Teddy Bear. We'll figure it out. Right now, let's get you cleaned up. Look at you. You've got mud all over yourself. And then you really need to sleep. You must be exhausted. Come on.
Я бы лучше высыпался, если бы меня не бросали одного в доме. День второй. О, распогодилось. Может, нас пустят наверх?
I will find you again.
Так, что там у нас? Самое время гулять.
Teddy, come outside. It's a beautiful day.
Что вы жрете вообще здесь? Вы есть не хотите? О, ну правда, красиво. Так, туда, по всей видимости, нас опять не пустят. А нет, смотри, пустили. Так, здесь обгорелое письмо. Рулька? Короче, это кухня, понятно. Здесь, в принципе, ничего интересного нету. Печь огромная. Слушай, а может нас на второй этаж тогда пустят, а? Так, раз, два... Детская кровать. Так, пока нам не дают это читать. Почему-то. Играть. Draugen вальс. Красиво, молодец. И пианино вроде настроено. Текс. Здесь еще один камин. Сколько у вас тут каминов? Спаленка. Симпатичное место. Симпатичный домик. Хоть и небольшой, но довольно просторный на проверку оказывается. Так, тут одна спальня. Смотри-ка, какая маленькая кровать в какой огромной комнате. Это детская. Это детская. Так, подожди, сейчас мы сюда пойдем. Давай посмотрим вначале, что у нас. Ого, у нас еще есть здесь дверь. Нифига себе, блин. Здорово, дом. Заперта. Так, а вот спальня еще одна. Здесь тоже один человек спит. Так, ну, короче, дом пустой. Ничего нет здесь интересного. Единственное, дневник прочитать не дают. Так, ну давай выйдем сюда. Может, что будет интересное. Вау, видон, конечно, просто топ. Ничего себе горы. Представляешь, какой здесь воздух. Я даже через монитор, блин, чувствую эту свежесть. Так, ну все, пошли на улицу.
I just about given up on you ever waking up.
I was looking around the house.
So we're okay with that now? Noted. Sleep well?
I dreamed of Betty. She was in the garden, and she called for me.
How about you, Lissy dearest? Oh, you know me, old fruit, wide awake at first light.
The Fretlands didn't come home, did they?
They did not. There's no sign of anyone. Aside from last night's Mistwalker.
I've been thinking about that.
Тень. Он все еще шокирован событиями прошлой ночи.
What?
Неужели то, что он видел, было всего лишь тень в ночи? Он все еще шокирован так, что было в реальности, а что игрой воображения. Могла ли в ночной тьме действительно быть Элизабет? Вот это.
It looked like Betty. I was so sure. She wouldn't have run away. It makes no sense. Perhaps it was no one. Just the night playing tricks.
Так и
Oh, there
было,
must be
так и
someone
было.
here. And I'm not talking about ghosts. Or goats. What was it you said yesterday? Maybe they're peeking at us through the windows.
I'll take a gander. The Fretlands will be home soon. And Betty's here. I know it. I feel it.
If you say so, Teddy Bear. Have you had your noodle juice yet?
I'm not rummaging through their cupboards.
You'll be a pill without your tea and toast, old bean. We need to get you sorted.
I'm not hungry. First point on the agenda. Find the natives.
A mission! Hot dog! I'll scout ahead. I'll meet you down by those houses.
Окей.
Let's uncover your secrets, Grovik.
Так, Гровик, раскрой нам свои секреты. Вот у нас карта. Так, понятно. Угу. Такс, ну что? Так, о, у нас появился journal, отлично. Хорошо. Наша миссия... мы можем бежать наконец. Слава богу, отлично. Так, нарисовать. Мы в журнал типа зарисовываем местность. Прикольно сделано. Слушай, ну нам такой на вид около полтинника, просто он худощавый, из-за этого он, ну, такой более моложавый, кажется. Не грузный. Но он не старый. Он вообще не старый. 70 лет это уже... Да нет, ну смотри, ему максимум полтинник. Просто очки еще старят. Он вообще не старый. Так, что у нас теперь появилось? О, жалко, что у нас нет описания. Так, хорошо, ладно, побежали трусой. А нам отдыхать, кстати, надо, если мы бегаем трусой? Да вроде нет. Так, тут ничего нет интересного. Здесь, видимо, тоже. Мы здесь можем как-то? Нет, не можем. Здесь у нас невидимая стена. Так, ну давай сразу разведаем местность вокруг дома, чтобы убедиться. А, ну тут даже нельзя пройти. Кроме подвала. Так, в подвал мы тоже не попадаем. Так, и вот это у нас здание меня интересует очень. Это загон для скота, походу. Так, ну здесь мы тоже взаимодействовать не можем, поэтому пошли. Выходим отсюда. Я не думаю, что тут так уж прям много места, посмотрим. Так, у нас есть дорога прямо, но это вниз к реке, и у нас есть дорога направо. Давай мы вначале спустимся и проверим, что у нас здесь. Здесь мы, кстати говоря, ночью гуляли, когда был дикий туман. РБ. А, вон, смотри.
Such a beautiful day. You could bottle and sell this air in Boston. It's frankly medicinal.
А, так. Осторожно, не упади. Холод. Чё? Светит солнце, но он чувствует, что продрог до костей. Зима близко.
Hello?
Она вечно лазит по деревьям, скалам, забирается на здание, из-за этого всегда нервничает. Да.
Careful you don't
Я
fall.
переживаю.
You suck the fun out of everything, old boy.
We're far from any doctor. I don't want you to hurt yourself.
That's not very likely, is it?
I thought you were scouting ahead.
What do you think I'm doing? Vantage point, like on a pirate ship. I can probably see our house in Hanover from here.
Did you check those buildings?
Knocking on doors isn't a scout's job, old bean.
Она как-то то ли дочка,
There must be someone around.
то ли
Only
кто,
one way to
кто
find
она
out,
ему.
old sport. Did you check all the houses?
Сейчас будем проверять. Да блин.
Hello? Anyone here?
Why, hello, Mr. American. Please come in for a cup of tea and biscuits. No one home?
А зайти теперь мы можем? Ага, можем. Вообще никого нет. Где все? А, нас типа вот так. Ну понятно. В общем, мы просто проверили. Так, теперь давай посмотрим вот здесь. Что написано?
Hello?
Форредер.
Who's there?
Что это значит?
Hello? Anyone home?
Форредер? Ну-ка, подожди, я проверю сейчас, что это за надпись. Секунду. Так, форредер там был, норвежский. Предатель, это по-норвежски. Прикинь. Скромненько.
September 21st, 1923. Vi desperata. Lissy, found something here. Escalated from words to stones. Blood has been spilled. The curse haunts us all. There is no hope left in... Good Sforlata. Good. God. Right. In this God-forsaken place. The death of the... Jiminy. Death of the children was the end of Grovik. Whatever remained of our souls departed with them. You should see this, Lissy. The letter just trails off. It was never sent.
Что же случилось в этом месте? И почему надпись «Предатель»?
Did you see this door closing?
It was just the wind, teddy bear. You're as skittish as a pussycat. There's one more house. Third time's the charm.
Хорошо.
Anyone home?
Unless they're playing hide and go seek, I'd say that's a no.
Никого.
3 strikes, you're out.
I don't think anyone's been home for a while. Someone painted the word traitor on one of the doors. And there was a letter. It sounded foreboding.
Well, you were wrong. The villagers are not indoors.
Так, Бетти. Элизабет — единственная причина, по которой он здесь, и он не хочет думать ни о чем другом. Пропажа лодки по-прежнему беспокоит его, как будто жужжание мухи над ухом. Нет никакой причины для того, чтобы она просто исчезла. Он думает, что видел пока лишь малую часть деревни. Осталось еще много мест. Давай вот это. Следуем дальше.
In other words, time for some sightseeing? Well, it's a bright and beautiful day, and we have nothing better to do.
What on earth are you doing?
Handstands, Teddy! My record is 2 minutes. I'm working on 3. Just go on ahead. I'll catch up.
Угу. Понятно. Такс. Получается, а вот здесь, это если бы мы повернули налево. Все ясно. То есть мы бы, короче, дали кругаля. Ну хорошо, это упрощает на самом деле задачу. Пошли. Чем ты занимаешься, блин? Так, у нас получается магазин внизу. И еще у нас, кстати, вот сюда есть путь. И там довольно далеко. Так, ну давай закончим с этим местом. Слушай, ну, сюжет так вроде ничего, интересно. Таинственно.
How about we don't go back to Hanover and stay here instead?
And how would I survive?
Hunt? Harvest? Forage? People have survived here for centuries. Why can't we?
I wouldn't even know where to begin.
I could learn. I'd start with goats. Goats can be eaten and milked. Probably not in that order.
Так, Фредерик Фритланд и сыновья. Так, я так предполагаю, это магазин местный. Заперто.
Applesauce.
Why lock any doors? I can't imagine they have a problem with punks and hoodlums.
The sign says they're closed, but I thought maybe... Hello? Are you open? Is anyone there?
Can't you just bust down the door? Locks be damned.
Breaking and entering, I will not. I'll just dislocate my shoulder. Fretland and Son.
How do you figure?
It's on the sign above the entrance. And on this photograph.
Фредерик и Симон.
Simon Fretland.
Так, Фредерик Фретланд.
The older gentleman is clearly Mr. Fretland's twin brother.
Twins are confusing. If this was a dime novel, they'd be switching places at some point to confuse the coppers. Damn you, twins!
Так, Симон.
Simon Fretland. Frederick's son.
Который в завал попал.
See, I'm getting the hang of this. Simon. That was the name in the burnt book. So Simon is Ruth's older cousin.
Ну да. Так, ладно, магазин у нас закрыт. Что у нас тут? Плакат.
They had a memorial service for the accident in the mine. On July 24th, in the village church.
For something that happened 20 years ago?
It still affected their lives.
Так, телеграфный аппарат.
The telegraph is out of order.
Well, there goes my plan. NOSOS.
This was 2 years ago, but the notice is still up.
How can it take 2 years to get something like that fixed?
If they couldn't afford it? Or couldn't get anyone to come fix it?
Well, this place really is off the map. Here be dragons. Or Draugans, I guess.
Ну то есть Драугены это какие-то драконы, виды драконов, что ли? Я просто не знал. Что у нас с
The
паромом?
ferry route is no longer operating.
Rats!
Mrs. Fretland already informed me in her letter.
I know. Still warrants a resounding rats.
I wonder why it stopped running.
Look around. How many people live here? 20? 30? That can't be enough for a ferry route.
Things got quieter after the mine closed down.
They need to move on and find something else to put their village on the map. Tobacco farming, maybe.
Да, место такое реально вообще. Так, деревня. Он испытывает жалость к деревне, совершенно отрезанной от внешнего мира, но он видит параллели с самим собой, отрезанным от человечества. Его руки все еще болят от усилий по пересечению фьорда. Это испытание он не скоро забудет.
He must have been so isolated, with no easy way in or out.
Aren't there boats?
He saw how much work it was to cross the fjord. And if the weather's bad...
It can't be healthy, being so isolated. Cooped up inside, reading the collected works.
Yeah, all right. I get
This
it.
village is basically Utah.
I said all right.
Так. Мы же про плакат уже... Что? Подожди. Да, мы уже про него поговорили. Так, ну что, у нас осталась церковь неисследованной. Что же все-таки случилось с лодкой?
There's no damage to the rope.
I don't know what that means.
Nobody cut it. I guess the knot could have unraveled on its own.
Didn't you say you used a sailor's knot?
I'm a scholar, not a fisherman.
So who took our boat? A ghost?
Прилив, его знания о приливах исключительно теоретические, а не практические. Но в том, что лодку могло унести после прилива, есть логика.
The goat's row?
Что зеркальная гладь фьордов обманчива, течение наносит жизни, может лодки тоже. Прилив и отлив течения, странник в ночи. Да течение обычно, господи.
It was probably the current that took our boat.
If you say so. But then who were you chasing after last night? I mean, you thought it was Betty,
No.
but...
No, I don't know. It was probably all in my head.
Да, конечно, привиделось.
Betty would have taken plenty of constitutionals here. She loves the outdoors.
How so? She's a city girl.
I'm sure she gets tired of Manhattan. And when she was little, she loved playing in the garden back in Hanover, especially around the pond.
Are you alright?
I just miss her.
Ну все, да, посмотрели, ничего нового. Хорошо, ладно, пошли. Нам определенно туда. Так, что у нас тут? Лодка.
A boat! Teddy! A hot dog! This is our ticket out of here!
По-моему, она сломана. Гнилая, да. От внимания Эдварда не укрылась огромная дыра в носу.
Besides, there's a hole in this boat. It'll sink before it gets 10 yards from shore. It's curious. The state of the boats. It's like they stopped taking care of them.
Seems short-sighted. How would they fish? Or get anywhere at all?
Ну да. С этим местом явно что-то не так. Явно. Так.
What's this?
Remnants of the mining operation.
What, mine?
Remember, I told you yesterday. There was a mine here, but it closed down 20 years ago.
I know, Edward. I was just checking for a sense of humor. Still nowhere to be found.
Till Min Om. It's a memorial. 3 men died when the mine collapsed in 1902. Georg Hatlestad, Niels Frambu, Arne Fretland.
See, this is what working a regular job. Did you say Fretland?
The younger brother who was mentioned in the article.
Мы же вчера это уже обсуждали. Камон.
He was just 19.
How long had he been working in the mine? That's too young for a dirty job like digging into rock.
We're in the real world, Lissy. Most teeners don't have the luxury to idle away their days with games and witty repartee.
Ouch.
Такую трагедию в столь маленьком сообществе, он это понимает, остро переживает бы все и каждый. Бы все. Остро переживали бы все и каждый.
The newspaper said the accident forced the mine to shut down.
What does any of this have to do with us?
I still don't know why Elizabeth came here.
And you think it has something to do with this mine?
Or with what it did to the village. Maybe.
Так, что у нас тут по тачке? Вагонетка.
What did they use this for?
Bringing the ore down from the mine before it was loaded onto boats.
So, diamonds? Gold? Or just boring old silver?
Iron ore.
Or what?
Rock, which contains iron
I know.
deposits that...
Okay, Edward. I don't understand why they just leave this here. Like an altar to adversity. It's creepy.
Rustic superstition. Perhaps they believed they'd attract bad luck if they moved it.
Where do these tracks lead?
To the mine. Where else would they go?
I don't know. A castle up in the mountains where the frost giants live? And this is how they receive their monthly offering of meat from the villagers. Goat, I hope.
Такс. Здесь у нас вроде как ничего. Хорошо. Я думаю, нам надо вдоль рельсов идти. Ну тут все равно, куда бы ты ни шел, у тебя дорога все равно сюда приведет.
No trespassing for traitors.
Cool. Want to jump the gate and explore what's on the other side?
Конечно. Эдварда не слишком вдохновляет идея лезть на ограду, а потом тащиться вверх по склону. Эдвард смотрит на покосившиеся ворота и заросшую тропинку, ведущую в лес. Выглядит не слишком соблазнительно. Да нормально на самом деле, давай.
It's not safe.
Oh, horse feathers! You may be the most boring man in this country. Where's your sense of adventure, old sport? Don't you want to see where these tracks go?
They lead to the old mine, and no. I've had enough adventure on this side of the fence. Besides, they wrote no trespassing for a reason.
You're such a terrible bore, Teddy Bear. I'll wager 1,000 clams you'll jump this gate at some point, if you believe Betty's on the other side.
Frederick Fretland. Who are these traitors he refers to?
What now? We've looked everywhere.
There really doesn't seem to be anyone around.
Maybe we missed something. An important clue. How about the general store? We haven't been inside yet.
It looked deserted, but worth another look, I guess.
Так, ладно, пошли. Нас сюда, видно, не пускают. Хорошо, пошли обратно в магазин.
What if everyone turned into a pebble? And they can't speak, but they see and feel everything that happens to them.
There's something very wrong with your head.
Wouldn't it just be,
Эй, ты что делаешь? Да что с тобой не так?
Is that? Lizzie, come here. It's Betty's hat. She was here. She could still be in there. Betty? Betty!
Are you sure, Edward? I mean, it's just a hat. Is it even a hat? I'm
I
not
know
sure
my sister's hat, Lizzie. I have to get inside.
What about the breaking and entering part?
I could care less what they call it.
Ладно. Открыть. разбить. Заперто. Слушай, лестница. Может быть, мы правда сможем что-нибудь типа камешка взять и аккуратненько разбить окошко? Как считаешь, нет? О. Не, заперто. О! Так тут даже
There's an
бить не
open
надо.
window.
Здесь
You
есть
seem
открыто.
eager to break the law. I approve.
Потянуть.
It won't budge.
Nah, don't be a milquetoast.
Well, it's stuck.
Attaboy, Teddy. You can do this.
I can't believe I'm actually breaking. Whoops, Daisy.
Какой же ты
Come on,
неуклюжий,
Teddy.
господи.
You're such a sap.
И главное валяется. Ну вставай. Что ты задницу, блин, разлеживаешь тут? Залази вперед. Ну да, главный герой какой-то лошара-тюфяк.
Tanti, world traveler, cat burglar.
A cat burglar would, by definition, enter a building on a higher
Jeez.
floor.
The state of this place.
Oh, Betty,
Edward,
I hope you weren't here when...
is this blood?
Not necessarily human blood.
Well, that's all right then. What does it say? Barn murder? Someone murdered a barn?
Так. Давай осмотримся. Вроде здесь ничего пока нет. Ну, здесь явно, короче, бардак был. Barn murder.
Barn means child. And mortar, that's...
Где-то убийца, да.
Edward, they murdered a child?
Someone thought so.
Probably the same someone who vandalized the store.
I'm not sure how I feel about being in here.
Don't be ridiculous. We're all alone. What else do you suggest we do?
Заперто.
Damnation. The hat's in here.
Calm down, old boy. Anyway, how's a hat going to help us?
Who knows what else is in here? There could be more clues.
All right. Okay. Everything's Jake. We made it into the store. I'm sure we'll find a way through that door.
Так. Давай начнем отсюда. Телеграф.
Out of order.
Why hasn't it been fixed?
Perhaps there wasn't much demand for it anymore. The key must be here.
You know, you're better at finding things than me, Teddy Bear.
Он замечает кучу конвертов не менее десятка.
Oh,
На всех написаны адреса. Есть штампы, но они застряли здесь, словно души в чистилище.
These were never sent.
how long have they been piling up?
I received Mrs. Fretland's letter in June, and they received my letter from July.
A couple of months. Perhaps the world forgot about Grovik.
Да уж. Так, где-то... Вот еще, смотри. Тил Симон Фрарут.
What are you doing?
Looking for keys.
Your life of crime continues.
Так, записка.
There's a note.
Is it written in Viking runes? What does it say?
It's from Simon.
Так, Ек Путтед.
Yai put it means I put. Knuckle is key. Casa. I don't know what.
Касса это касса.
You put the key in the casa?
Casa. wish I had my dictionary. The note's addressed to his father.
So the key was moved. But where to?
Somewhere safer. Or more convenient.
Can we really trust your translations? You only started studying a month ago.
I spent the summer reading, and I had a lot of free time on the ocean voyage.
Come on, how much could you possibly pick up in a few months?
You know my mind, it's a sponge.
В кассу, ну вот же касса, ну очевидно, ну блин.
Casa.
So that's what it means. Cash register. You're a genuine gangster now, old fruit. Don't worry. If you get busted, I'll come visit you in the big house.
Бабки
The
бери.
vandals weren't here for the money.
I think money was the last thing on their minds.
Wasn't there supposed to be a key?
Here it is.
Так, тихо. Что это такое? А, ну это мы видели, я просто не давали
Frederick
взаимодействовать.
keep a list of what he calls traitors.
What did they do to him?
Cross him in some way. Why else keep a
Говнюков.
list
Ну да.
of undesirables? It is her hat.
Teddy, I'm not
Betty
sure
was
that's...
here, and not long ago.
Okay, but if that is her hat, what's it doing in a locked storeroom?
Another breadcrumb.
That's not an answer.
I know for sure she was here. That's what matters.
You know best, Edward. So, what now? If this is a breadcrumb, where's the next one?
В
Must be
шахте.
a reason her hat's in this room.
What's that?
A handwritten note.
I'm not blind. What does it say, you silly goose?
17 сентября.
I'm not sure my translation will be... Johann, you... Nectar. Refuse. You refuse to speak to me, so I write this letter instead. It's from Frederick Fretland to his brother. Simon did not... Bloody hell. Simon did not murder your Ruth. He was fond of his cousin.
Ruth. Ruth is the daughter of Anna and Johann, which means the little girl in the photograph at the farmhouse. Oh, Edward. The Fretland girl was murdered. This is simply awful.
Simon was working at the farm while I tended to the store. I would have seen him had he passed on the way up to the cliffs.
They thought Simon killed Ruth. His own cousin.
Ruth was... what's that word? Playing. Ruth was always playing on the rocks below the church. She must have fallen by accident. The note ends there. Frederick never finished it. And Johann never read it. Not that it would have made a difference. If Johann
The
thought...
mob showed up for Simon. His father would have tried to protect him.
September 17th. You would have been here, Betty.
Rocks below the church. Isn't the church right above us? Edward, come look at this. That's the cliff. Right there. The one in the note? I bet you a million clams.
Where?
See for yourself.
I guess that could be where...
Let's check it out.
No, Lissy, wait.
Да пошли посмотрим. Ну что ты такой, блин, душный? Так, вон она, побежали. Как ты туда залезла?
I found it Teddy. The cliff. I'm standing right below it.
What are you doing? This doesn't concern
A
us.
little girl died. We're staying in her home, for God's sake. Are you completely without heart? Get yourself up here, Edward Harden, right this minute.
Так, ладно. Подожди, а как?
Come on, it's an easy climb.
This looks very dangerous.
Oh, you're a big boy. Start acting like it. It's not Mount Everest.
I don't know about this. Whoops-a-daisy.
О, козочка, которая ночью гуляла.
What is this?
Where little Ruth died.
You're being morbid. And this is a distraction. I'm here for Betty, not because some girl
Edward.
got herself...
You insensitive brute. You're like the Tin Woodman, no heart. You've grown cold. And, please look at me when I'm
Извини.
talking to you. All right. You've grown cold and mean in that horrid study of yours. With only books and bugs to keep you company for years and years and years. There are other people in this world, you know. It's not all about you. You're going to do this. If not for Ruth, then for us. We're going to figure out what happened to the poor girl. Together.
Типа и так понятно, что выяснять.
That's been here a while.
Didn't you say it happened over a month ago?
You'd think her family would have replaced it with fresh flowers.
Is that blood?
The girl could have hit her head on that rock. There would have been plenty of blood.
That's awful.
Жесть.
I think there's something behind it. Can you move the rock aside?
Да, там точно что-то лежит. Кроссовок, что ли? А, кукла.
It must be Ruth's.
Where's the head?
Maybe the killer also decapitates dolls.
Hold on. This pin. This is old. Very old. Looks like something from the Viking era.
We are in the land of Vikings.
This could be 1,000 years old. It does not belong on a child's doll.
Who cares? Ruth is dead and you're obsessing about a rusty old pin? Let's go further up. Maybe we'll find more clues. Come on, old sport. It's not far.
Can you wait just 1 minute so that I can catch my breath?
Да, жесть.
You
Печально.
follow the same path, Betty? Or am I just stumbling through
То есть
darkness?
она, короче, вот оттуда аж загудела, вот где это сейчас, Элизабет. Так, ну тут аккуратно, смотри. Да ладно, что тут идти, блин, господи.
You can see clear beyond the edge of the world.
One
Oh,
second.
teddy bear. We need to take you out walking more often.
So, the girl fell from up here.
Охренеть.
Was pushed, you mean.
Да непонятно
Can you see
пока.
where she fell? Seeing as you're so concerned about me falling out of trees, I wouldn't want to risk falling off a cliff.
Ну ты уже взрослая, она была маленькая. Офигеть. Когда он смотрит вниз, ему становится нехорошо. Высота пугает его.
Certainly high enough to kill a child.
If I had to
Конечно.
go, this would be the
На
way to
камень.
do it. Soaring through the air like a bird.
And landing like a rock.
Обнаженное падение на эти камни, отмечает он, было бы смертельным почти в любом случае. И я бы еще добавил для всех.
If she fell head first on that rock, she'd have died instantly.
Edward, honestly.
You wanted to learn more. This is you learning more. She hit her head and fell into the bush where I found her doll. Happy now, Alice?
I'm not. What was she doing up here in the first place?
Playing? She was a child. Children play in dangerous places.
There must be more to it. Let's find out where this path leads.
No, absolutely not. I don't have time for this nonsense. running out of daylight, and Betty's still
Хрена себе она
still
чесанула.
out there.
Так, ну торопиться не будем. Торопися не надо. Торопися не надо. Не, ну подъемчики тут крутоватые, да, согласен.
Lissy, slow down. I can't keep up with you. Who knows what's up there? It's not worth the risk of falling and breaking something.
Эдвард, береги дыхание.
Lissy? Are you there? Are you here, Lissy?
Yeah?
Да вот она стоит.
Teddy.
My word.
О, ох ты, я даже его не сразу заметил.
Villagers? They killed themselves?
It's one body. Let's not jump to conclusions.
Офигеть.
This is just ghastly. What made him do this? How long has he been...
From the state of the body, perhaps a couple of weeks. It depends on temperature and humidity, of course.
Офигеть. Вот это жесть.
What does that say?
God forgive me.
Don't suicides go to hell? Isn't that what your father said when
Stop.
your mother drowned
Don't.
herself? Sorry. Who was he? One of the Fretlanders?
It's not Johann or Frederick. And he's too old to be Simon.
Do you think this has something to do with Ruth? Maybe she came across the hanged man before she died, and it scared her. So she ran, and
This happened later.
there's some consolation in that, I guess. Maybe it's the killer. The guilt ate him up, and he offed himself.
That's just speculation with no basis in fact. There's nothing more to do here. I'm going back. Let the poor soul rest in peace.
Does it look like he's resting in peace? You're
Давай.
just going to leave him hanging? You're an insensitive brute.
I'm here for Betty. It's tragic, but really none of my
Oh,
concern.
Betty, Betty, Betty. Always just Betty. You don't care about anyone else. What if that was me up there? Would you care then? All you do is obsess over a scarf and a hat and ugh.
It's all I have of Betty.
Betty, there she is again. Edward, the hanged man, he's someone. No matter what he did or didn't do, he deserves respect. Would you please just do this one decent deed? If not for me, then for yourself. Or for your Betty.
Ну да, его снять надо, конечно, но блин.
What are you doing? You can't just pull him down by his legs. Try loosening the noose.
I can't reach that far. I'm going to be sick.
Ну сейчас
Can't do
стошнит.
this.
Yes, you can. Teddy. Edward. I know you can. You've been through much worse. Where are the Fretlands, Edward?
It's been 2 days. If they're not back tonight,
They're not coming back.
perhaps they left after their daughter died.
Was murdered, you mean? Isn't that what we think happened?
Когда случается трагедия, считает Эдвард, люди склонны искать козла
Penny
отпущения.
for your thoughts?
Perhaps she fell by accident.
So you don't think it was murder?
It's difficult to say with any certainty. The boy could have pushed her.
You're really not helping.
Can we talk about this tomorrow? I'm sorry.
You're exhausted.
I buried a corpse today, Alice.
I know. I'm sorry. Why don't you sleep in the guest bedroom?
The couch is fine. The Fretlands could still come home.
Alright. Just don't come crying to me if you wake up with a crick in your neck. I'll be up for a while, if you feel like talking.
Окей. Да давай спать на самом деле. А, мы на кухне. Так. Мы вообще читали это, нет? А, нет, мы не
What did
помним.
you find?
Someone tried to burn this.
Just like the book. Isn't that odd?
Октябрь,
Addressed to Mrs.
25 октября
My
1909.
dearest Anna. It's from her sister, Margaret. I really shouldn't.
Really? How else are we going to figure out what happened? Keep reading.
My dearest Anna, I miss you so very, very much. The baby is due soon, and I wish for our family to reunite before... It's been 7 years since the dreadful incident at the mine. Can we not convince Frederick and Johann to forgive and forget? I know there are things Frederick has not told me about what they found and why they parted ways. Their grudge is tearing us all apart. Frederick won't even let me speak to half of our neighbors, accusing them of treason. He's so very angry and full of regrets. It's eating him up. And we...
And we what?
The rest is unreadable.
Margaret reached out to her sister. But I guess it didn't work.
This was written before Simon was born, but burned recently.
Хорошо. Так, еще у нас там в этом доме непрочитанная книга наверху есть. Не знаю, давай быстро по-быренькому сходим, тем более мы ж теперь можем бегать. Так, по-моему, это было вот, да, здесь. Теперь дают, смотри-ка. Так, прочитать. 3 августа 1923 года. Сегодня на завтрак у меня вместо чая был кипяток без сахара с лимонным соком. Еще я съела половинку яблока и кусочек подсушенного хлеба. В последнее время что-то поправилось. Об этой диете я прочитала в газете. Судя по всему, в Лондоне она невероятно популярна. Но я просто ужасно голодная, мечтаю о яичнице с сосисками. Блин, кто же о ней не мечтает? 4 августа. Вчера мы получили странное письмо, адресованное Йохану от одного американского джентльмена по имени Эдвард Харден. Он из Ханновера, ну то есть из Ганновера, штат Массачусетс. Письмо очень вежливое и написано хорошим языком. Наш адрес мистеру Хардену сообщили в полиции в Алисунне, когда он попросил дать ему какой-нибудь контакт в Гровике. Я удивлена, что они сказали ему обратиться к Йохану, а не к Фредерику. Но, возможно, это потому, что нашей дорогой Маргарет больше нет, а мне проще ответить на английском, чем Фредерику. В письме мистер Харден спрашивал о своей сестре Элизабет, путешествующей в одиночку. По-видимому, она журналистка. Представьте себе пересечь Атлантику, чтобы написать о Норвегии. Звучит просто чудесно. В письме сказано, что Элизабет телеграфировала брату из Алисунна и сообщила, что планирует посетить Гровик. Не представляю, что могло побудить ее приехать в это тихое, скучное, старое место. Здесь же стало совершенно не о чем писать. Его сестра еще не приехала. Если бы она была уже здесь, я замучила бы ее расспросами об Америке, о ее журналистской жизни и о том, как ей путешествуется. Мне кажется, у нее такая интересная жизнь. Надеюсь, она и правда приедет, хотя уверена, ей здесь будет до смерти скучно. Я напишу сегодня ответ мистеру Хардену. Йохан небольшой любитель писать письма, особенно на английском. Он согласен, что мы должны пригласить мистера Хардена остановиться у нас, если он решит приехать. В конце концов, в Гровике нет гостиниц, а нашу свободную комнату мы практически не используем. К тому же, должна признать, гость из Америки, это звучит невероятно здорово. 5 августа. Сегодня на завтрак я съела вареное яйцо и тост с маслом. Йохан сказал мне, что я занимаюсь глупостями, мне не надо вообще худеть, тем более, что мы не в Лондоне и никому нет Так, подожди, перевернуть страницу. Давай, перевернем. Так, ага. Я написала мистеру Хардену и пригласила его остановиться у нас, если он решит приехать. Я в таком возбуждении, только я беспокоюсь о его сестре. Где бы она могла быть? 9 августа. Сегодня в магазине был скандал. Фредерик кричал на бедную Астрид, заявляя, что ее козы пасутся на его земле. Я хотела вступиться за нее, но знала, что это его только еще больше разозлило бы. 10 августа. Йохан поплыл сегодня через фьорд купить что-то нужное, в том числе новую ткань, и забрать почту. Письма скапливаются в магазине, иногда мне становится страшно. Кажется, весь мир просто забыл о нас. 17 августа, через неделю. Я дошила еще одно платье, на сей раз для себя. Клиентов больше нет. Никому не нужны новые платья, а мы уже целую вечность не выезжали в город. Я там совсем никого не знаю. Да и кому нужны платья, сшитые в Гровике, если можно купить изготовленные в ателье в Алисунне? Чувствую себя такой одинокой. Теперь спустя столько лет мне так не хватает моей милой Маргарет. 20 августа. Мне кажется, Рут что-то от меня скрывает. Она стала ужасно скрытной. Ходит одна еще чаще, чем раньше, и постоянно возвращается в испачканной одежде. Конечно, я не возражаю, чтобы она гуляла и играла на свежем воздухе. Мне всегда было жаль, что нам с Маргарет не позволяли бегать и резвиться, когда мы были маленькими. Рут говорит, что она просто ищет цветочки и красивые камушки. Наверняка мне не нужно так сильно переживать. 21 августа. Заходил Симон, принес подарок для Рут. Целую плитку шоколада. Он чудесный мальчик, но Фредерик будет в ярости, если узнает об этом визите. Ну да, они же с Йоханом, типа на ножах. 22 августа. Я спросила Рут, не играет ли она наверху у фермы Фредерика или возле старой шахты. Она заверила меня, что нет. У меня никогда не было причин не верить ей, но все же я чувствую, что она что-то от меня скрывает. Пока ее не было, я посмотрела на ее рисунки. Какое же у нее живое воображение. 5 сентября. Мы получили еще одно письмо от мистера Хардена. Он будет здесь в октябре, как и было запланировано. Жду не дождусь возможности наконец с кем-нибудь побеседовать. Пусть даже это всего на несколько дней. Не то чтобы Йохан был плохим собеседником, но нам почти не о чем говорить, если не считать повседневного житья-бытия. Никаких известий о сестре мистера Хардена так и нет. Если она уже несколько недель как покинула Алисун, где же она может быть? Она могла, конечно, решить остановиться где-то по дороге. Мы ничего не слышали, но в последнее время мы редко говорим с кем-нибудь не из Гровика. Я надеюсь, с ней все в порядке. Было бы ужасно, если бы мистер Харден проделал такой долгий путь впустую. У Рут все тот же таинственный вид. Я знаю, что она что-то скрывает. На днях надо будет проследить за ней. 9 сентября. Сегодня в церкви опять не было службы. Викарий так и не вернулся после поминальной службы в июле. Йохан считает, что он и не вернется. И что он махнул на Гровик рукой, как и все остальные. По-моему, я вот-вот слягу с простудой. 15 сентября. Кто-то ночью повредил нашу лодку. Это уже 3-я за месяц. Йохан, разумеется, подозревает Фредерика. Я боюсь, что что-то ужасное снова через столько лет может вырваться на поверхность. Мне очень нехорошо, почти весь вчерашний день, да и сегодняшний я провела в постели. Рут была умничкой, она принесла мне картофельный суп и чай. С молоком и медом. 18 через 3 дня. Она покинула нас. Нашей дорогой Рут больше нет. Я не верю, что это сделал Симон. Теперь его тоже нет, а с ним пропала и последняя надежда, которая еще оставалась у Гровика. О да, вот это трагедия, конечно. Рут. Да, теперь, когда заходишь в такие комнаты, конечно. Вот ее, кстати, дневник. Она рисует каких-то чудовищ, которые выходят из морской пучины. А, нет, подожди, это книжка с рассказами. Это не она рисовала. Она просто это читала. Жесть. Да сколько ей лет, интересно, было? Ну, она, сколько лет, наверное, 9, может, 8. Судя по фотке. Так, ну быстренько еще домик осмотрим и, короче, пойдем спать. Ну да, такие инди-проекты, они такие, блин, атмосферные, с интересной историей. Вроде маленькие, но, блин, так интересно все это. Так, ну хорошо, пошли. Пошли спать. Камин затопили. О! Подобрать. Книжка.
I almost forgot putting this aside when I lit the fire. Wasn't there an inscription inside?
Simon. Simon gave that book to Ruth. But who burned it?
Johann? Or Anna? If they believed Simon killed her.
But they were friendly, right? Simon and Ruth. Before...
I imagine so. And we know the sisters were close.
I still don't understand why the brothers had a falling out.
Whatever drove a wedge between them, it was big.
Ну да, скорее всего, это как-то связано с шахтой. Ну, безусловно. И их третьим братом, который там погиб. Свадьба, смотри-ка. 1899 год.
The two brothers married twin sisters, Anna and Margaret Taylor. That's the Grovik stave church behind them.
All those hopes and dreams, ground to dust by misfortune.
Любопытно, да? Братья-близнецы.
It's almost painful to look at this photograph now. Their whole world fell apart. Ugh, I can't bear to think about it.
Да уж.
Do you think Simon killed Ruth?
It's not important what I think.
I don't know what to believe. Sometimes children do monstrous things. Now that we know what happened to Ruth, this empty house is even spookier.
It's a house, nothing more.
You know better than most that souls can linger. Especially if they died
There's
in...
no such thing as a soul.
Life force. Ghost. Whatever. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
The only ghosts are in our minds.
Says you.
Такс. 3 сентября. Вырезки.
These headlines make more sense now. Johann sells his share, and the cave-in occurs shortly thereafter, killing 3 people.
Including the younger brother.
The investor pulls out, leaving Frederick with the bills.
Oh, I feel awful for everyone. Losing a brother, losing the business.
There were no happy endings here. Johann and Frederick Fretland. Thick as thieves, before things took a turn.
Don't you always say that much of our pain is self-chosen?
I wonder about that.
So the brother who owns the store
Frederick.
was angry with Johann before Ruth.
Because of the mine. It all comes back to the mine.
The mine must have been a big deal for Greybook.
Grovik. An opportunity to do more than live hand to mouth.
What a blow it must have been to lose it all. You do look exhausted. Go to bed, Edward. I'll tuck you in.
Ладно. Ну, я не могу. Я не могу лечь. Я не могу.
I really thought I'd find Betty today.
Well, I told you not to get your hopes up, Edward. I mean, what are you doing?
Betty will want these back.
I don't think it's healthy
Not now,
to...
please. I'm exhausted.
Все, теперь ложимся, да.
Quite the day, huh?
I'm ready to pass out. Where will you sleep?
I'll be up for a while. My mind's simply racing.
Don't stay up late. Wake me if you hear the Fretlins arriving.
Of course. And I'll keep my eyes open for any ghosts that might want to haunt you in your sleep.
There are no...
Hush now. Sleep.
День третий. Так, Элизабет, надеюсь, ты не пропала.
Lissy!
Right up the stairs, Teddy. Teddy? Is that you?
Lissy!
Upstairs!
Что ты делаешь в комнате Рут?
This is her room. Are you paying attention? Ruth,
Я был здесь уже.
can you imagine? One moment you're living a perfectly happy life, and then... nothing. Darkness. Forever and ever. Maybe there's something here that can tell us what happened to her.
This is a waste of my time.
We might be the only ones left to tell her story, Edward.
You're just being melodramatic. I'll help you look. There's still no sign of the Fretlins.
Maybe they left town after Ruth died.
What's the point of this? I should be looking for Betty.
I hate you sometimes. Ruth was an artist.
This is very primitive.
Have you ever met a child, Edward? She wasn't Monet, she was 8.
А, 8 ей было.
That must be Ruth and Simon's fathers.
Perhaps. They weren't on the best of terms.
They look like they want to kill each other.
To a child, maybe it looked worse than it was.
Children are more insightful than you give them credit for, Teddy Bear.
Да, этот главный герой какой-то лень.
She found something.
Where's that supposed to be?
A cave. Or the...
Mine. It could be. But what did she find?
something important enough to draw.
Что-то очень важное, чтобы сходить проверить. Эдвард, не будь таким оленем.
Draugen.
Hey, the undead monster from those folk tales you read.
What an odd book for a child to have.
I don't know. Children love scary stories. This looks interesting. Read some of it to me, please.
Конечно, давай почитаем. Интересно ж.
In Norwegian folklore, the appearance of Draugen, the reanimated corpse of a drowned mariner, heralds death. Draugen haunts the Black Seas in a shattered boat. The beast has a man's body and wears a sou'wester, but instead of a head, there is tangled seaweed, and the revenant's chilling cry freezes mortal blood to ice. Draugen has the power to enter the dreams of the living. If you wake from such a dream, you have been spared, though someone close to you... That's enough of that. It's nonsense, of course. Not something a child should be reading.
Do you think Draugen took our boat? Maybe he's out there, on the fjord, waiting for nightfall so he can return to shore.
No.
And... Your soul lacks poetry, Edward Charles Harden. I pity you. Ruth never finished this. What does that spell? F-O-R-B.
For Banelson. The curse.
Who's that figure supposed to be? It's creepy. It looks a bit like the Draugen in her book.
A figment of her imagination. But the box she drew. It looks like this box under her desk.
Really? Let me see. Pull it out. What is this?
I believe this might qualify as actual treasure.
Is that Norwegian money?
Sort of, but ancient. Viking coins.
Are they valuable?
Not in terms of monetary value, but historically. They belong in a museum.
Looks like Ruth had her own private museum.
Why would a child have these artifacts?
She must have enjoyed collecting and playing with them.
These are much too precious to play with. She should have given these to an adult.
She was a child, Edward. To her, they were just shiny toys. Wait! The pin! On the doll!
This is where it came from, her collection.
But where did she find these treasures?
If we're to believe her drawing, perhaps the mine. She may have found a gravesite. Wherever she found them, she wanted to keep them hidden.
You think someone found out?
These items wouldn't necessarily be worth much, except to a historian or archaeologist.
What if this is how... I mean, if someone learned she'd been collecting treasures, they might be willing to do terrible things.
What am I looking for?
Anything out of the ordinary. Something that could explain what happened to Ruth.
This is real life, not a whodunit by Agatha Christie. There won't be a convenient series of clues leading to a tidy conclusion.
Says you.
Так, ну что, наш путь лежит в шахту, видимо.
This must be the village church. That's Ruth and her family on one side of the aisle. Simon and his father on the other.
A community divided.
There's a story here. The treasure box, the drawings.
The overactive mind of an imaginative child.
She didn't imagine the Viking artifacts. You shouldn't be so dismissive. The drawings could be her way of dealing with traumatic events.
This is what happens when I read you the principles of psychology. You get notions.
You say that like it's a bad thing. Ruth was troubled. The village was troubled, and... Is that a bell?
Church bell. Someone's here. Maybe Betty.
Why would Betty ring the church bell?
Perhaps she's in trouble. I need to get to the church right now.
Wait, isn't it more likely to be the person you saw the other night? We should be careful.
I told you, I'm not sure that was anything. Come on.
Go ahead. I'll catch up with you before you get there. I need a minute to think about all of this. Do you see anyone?
It must be inside the church.
Ладно, пошли. Так, церковь у нас это туда. Подожди, нет. Нам нужно спуститься и залезть. Вон она аж где, смотри. Ну, побежали. Здесь перелезать придется, видимо. объявление.
July 24th. Memorial service. A commemoration of the accident at the mine this past summer. No services after that.
All these fresh graves. Do you think that maybe
No.
Betty...
I'd know.
But
You wouldn't understand. Elizabeth and I, we have a bond.
God, Edward, your obsession with her is really starting to grate.
Согласен, меня тоже начинает подбешивать уже это Бетти, Бетти. О, глянь, здесь прям вообще свежая могила. Что с лопатой даже. Так, ну ладно, не будем тянуть кота за яйца, давай заходим.
Why board up a church?
To keep the ghosts from escaping?
Regardless of how they got past the boards, there's someone in there.
Who did this?
Someone who'd lost their faith.
Gone fishing?
God is not here.
Well, of course he isn't. You won't find God in a church. God is the wind in the trees, the grass between your toes, the brook that runs
That's
through.
nature, not God.
Can you peek through the boards?
Да.
See anyone?
No,
Listen! The bell! They're still in there!
Hello? I heard the bell.
This is giving me
I'm
the
here to help.
heebie-jeebies.
These boards look flimsy enough to break.
Look at that. The Ethel becomes an Edward. I didn't think you had it in you, old fruit.
Be quiet. Betty? Are you here? Hello? This is Edward Harden. I'm looking for my sister,
Stop
Elizabeth.
shouting, Edward. We're alone. There are only ghosts here.
There are no ghosts.
I don't know about that. What's this rope for?
The bell.
This is the bell we heard ringing?
I don't see any other bells.
So you have to stand here and pull this rope to ring it.
Yes.
But there was no one here. You didn't see anyone, right?
No. No one.
Ghosts. I'm telling you, it's ghosts. So what happened to the hunchback of Grovik?
They must be here still. There's only the one exit.
Maybe it was the wind.
A church. Lissy. Look. Betty's gloves. They are definitely Betty's.
Oh, for
She got
shit's
these
sake.
in Boston before she left for New York. She bought them at Woolworth. I remember the day she... She's here.
Where? And why would she leave her clothes lying around? It doesn't make sense.
Breadcrumbs. She's sending me a message. She knew I'd recognize her gloves. Her hat. She's left a trail for me to follow, like Ariadne's red thread.
We're not in a lab.
Betty will have left more crumbs.
Betty, you're turning into such a pill. What happened here?
The sign on the door. God is not here. Their faith was challenged, and it didn't survive.
What's that?
The last sermon that was held here.
What does it say?
The vicar's handwriting is hard to decipher, and the language. He talks about the village being divided for 20 years. This sermon was held on the anniversary of the accident this past summer. He's asking the congregation to help heal old wounds, to forgive, and move on. Something to the effect of, you sit in separate aisles in God's house.
Like Ruth's drawing. I told you, she was perceptive.
It sounds like Grovik was split in two. Between those who stood by Johann and those who supported Frederick.
Because of Ruth?
The sermon is from before that. No, this is all about the preceding 20 years of division and disagreements. Tilly Verandre.
Edward?
Forgive each other. It addresses Johann and Frederick directly. But I wonder if they were even here.
Remember the wedding picture? They were close friends once. How could they allow their grudge to escalate until...
You call each other traitors, but the only thing you've betrayed are the bonds that unite us. Here's something else. Many of you believe Grovik was cursed 20 years ago. God has not cursed you. This curse is of your own making.
Ruth's drawing mentioned a curse. What do you think that means?
It means they believed they were cursed, and that they needed something or someone to blame for their misfortune. What
Ты
are
чё,
you doing?
слезь?
We're in a church.
Сдурела, что ли,
I thought you
вообще?
didn't believe in God.
I do believe in civility.
Сумасшедшая, блин.
The church book, a record of births and deaths.
So we can find out what happened to the people in the village?
And Elizabeth. I mean, if she was dead,
Her name would be in the book.
vandals. They tore it to pieces.
I don't think the missing pages left the church. Look. How many pages are missing?
I counted 4.
They're probably all still here. I know. Let's make it a competition. 1-0 to Team Me.
They considered this a sacred place. For them to destroy it. This was an act of desperation and anger.
Isn't this a fire hazard?
They're not always lit. Each candle represents a single prayer.
That's a lot of prayers.
There were a lot of deaths.
The final dinner.
The Last Supper. Who taught you about the New Testament?
I pick up on things. Most folks aren't heathens, like you. I wanted you to find that one. I know what a rotten loser you are. I've never seen you read the Bible before.
I've read the Bible many times. It's an important historical document. For he is our peace, who hath made both one, and hath broken down the middle wall of partition between us.
Did you just translate that into Old English?
I happen to know the verse by heart.
You still manage to surprise me sometimes. Jesus looks sad.
What reason would Jesus have to be happy?
Don't be blasphemous.
Given that this is all fiction, blasphemy is a contradiction.
Heretic.
Язычник.
Found
Так.
another one. You
Нашла?
get it. It's right here. Just one more page missing.
Да, я видел, она там в самом конце лежит. Вот здесь где-то, по-моему, нет? Так, погоди. Что-то я ошибся, походу, нет. Подожди. Вот она.
2 for 2. A tie. Good job, Teddy. Old
Stop,
bean.
Lissy. This is not a game. Betty's out there.
Oh, horse feathers. Stop being so gosh darn tedious, Edward. Biddy, biddy, biddy. Will you ever shut up about your precious Betty? Put those pages back in the book, and I'll stop trying to cheer you up.
This book goes back years. It lists births and deaths. Here's the third Fretland brother. The one who died in a cave-in. Someone added the word for Banelson, probably quite recently.
What does that mean again?
Curse. That word is all over this book. Not just the men who died in the mine, but other deaths in the last 20 years.
Ruth's drawing and the sermon both mentioned a curse. What do you think it means?
I don't know. There were surprisingly few births.
Perhaps they blame that on the curse as well.
Фига себе.
Look here. Ruth Elsa Fretland. She was buried in the cemetery. And the next entry, Simon Fretland. Now this is interesting.
Simon is dead? Oh, that's dreadful.
He drowned the day after Ruth died. Probably no coincidence. See what's scribbled next to it?
Mord?
Murder.
Who killed him? Ruth's father? Or the mob that trashed the store?
It doesn't say. After the children, a half-dozen deaths in a single week.
The curse.
It's listed as the cause for every single death.
Maybe there really was a curse.
Primitive superstition. But something changed after Ruth and Simon. It might explain why there's no one around.
Edward, if it killed everyone, how's that not a curse? What does that word say? Next to those names at the bottom. For
Traitor.
Edward? What's wrong?
The final entry. There's no name. Alice, what if...
Oh, Edward, no.
Betty.
It doesn't mean she's...
She's not dead. She can't be. I'd know. I'd know.
Teddy.
I need to see the grave for myself. It's not Betty. Betty's still alive.
Teddy? Where are you going? Don't leave me! Edward!
You better not be here, Betty. I'll never forgive you. This one. It's unmarked.
What are you doing? Have you gone completely mad? Edward, stop it!
О, жесть.
It's not her. It's not Betty. It's not her.
Oh, Edward. What have you done?
It's not Elizabeth. I was so afraid.
You're a monster.
But I had to be sure. If Betty...
To hell with your Betty! When did she ever shed a tear for you?
Don't talk about my baby sister
Or
like
what?
that.
Or what, Edward? What will you do? Ignore us? Banish us? You've spent your entire life chasing. When are you going to do something useful with what's left of it?
Quiet! Just leave me be.
Fine.
Хера себе, это что было такое?
See? Alice? Come back. Don't leave
А
me
кто это
alone.
такой?
Please. Come back. I need you.
Ну ни хрена себе поворот, да, вот она так просто взяла и исчезла. Так, и что мы будем делать с этим теперь? Возвращаться, что ли, придется, или что вообще? Что вообще делать надо?
Lizzie? Where are you?
Может, она вообще просто плод нашего воображения? Я даже не знаю, что от этой игры ждать. А, вот она, смотри, сидит.
I was afraid you'd left me. Now listen to me.
вон она теперь сидит. Чё с ней?
Listen. Hey. Listen, please listen to me. I didn't mean what I said.
Of course you did. Everything's always about Betty. Betty, Betty.
I care about you both.
Until it really matters. Then it's obvious who matters more.
I thought she was dead.
I wish she was!
Don't.
You deserve to be alone.
Please, talk to me.
What's there to talk about?
You can't keep running away from me.
Давай, 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 давай,
Do you
давай.
think you own me? That you control me? That you get to decide how I feel and what I do every minute of every day? That I'm your puppet? Your little plaything? Well, fuck you, Edward Charles Harden! I never should have come here with you on this pointless chase!
Now, be reasonable.
А где она?
What are you doing?
What I should have done years ago. Maybe now you'll learn to appreciate us.
Now listen to me. Please listen. Hear me out. Don't do this.
Подожди.
You can't do this to me. I need you. I'm not whole without you. I can't lose you. I can't live without you. Don't.
Тихо!
Don't, please, don't, no, 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 no. What?
Слушай, а что, я что-то не то выбирал или что? Почему так я не мог выбрать?
Oh, Alice. What have you done? Please, be all right. Please don't.
You make me sick, Edward. Your mother and father would be ashamed. Elizabeth would be ashamed. They did not think you deserved their love, so they abandoned you.
Don't.
Oh, my child. We are all that you have, and we love you. We are here. With us, you are never alone. Do not forget.
No, never. Never. I never forget. I am never alone.
День четвертый. Что-то пока непонятно.
Wake up, Edward. Stop hiding.
Лиси?
Without us, you are nothing. You cannot hide from us.
Where's Lissy?
Alice is not here.
Bring her back. Please. I need her.
Alice does not love Elizabeth like you do.
She loves me.
Not like I do, Edward.
I'm so tired. Please. I think of you so often. You have no idea.
You just want me to forgive you so that we can keep looking for your precious, perfect Betty.
She needs us.
She never needed you, Teddy Bear. And she certainly doesn't need us.
I can't find her on my own.
Well, it's just too bad, my darling Edward. Because we're done playing second fiddle to little sis.
Wait, don't go. I'm talking to you. Lissy. Oh,